It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from rtebeker, and this is their Brauspezialita. I apologise if I've just ruined one of the best beers from Germany and its pronunciation. It's a Scotch ale from Germany. Being from somebody from the UK, trying to pronounce some of these wonderful words, I do apologise if I get them wrong. In advance. There's the bottle cap. I'm looking forward to this. It's 9% ABV. I've never had a German Scotch ale. Now, yes, of course, in the UK we get lots of different Scotch ales, but to get a German Scotch ale, it's very intriguing. I'm very interested in this beer. You can see the suspension. Maybe you can't, but I can. There's a bit of suspension of it in the glass where the sediment's just floating around. Oh my goodness me! Very rarely do I do this, but oh, wow! I'm a massive fan of German beer. A massive fan of German beer. I just think that the tradition of it all, the fact that they take it so serious. Not that we don't in the UK. Yes, we do take our beer serious in the UK. But I was having this very conversation just 2 days ago with a mate who had been to Germany on a holiday, but he discovered beer in Germany in a big way. And he was saying, you know, that they'd have these knives where they were cutting off the heads, and you know, everything was like, they just seemed to like take pride in what they're doing. Now, if you look at that example compared to like going for a pint down Wetherspoons, where your barmaid has got no clue as to what style of glass to give you. I mean, I've bought Weizen. I bought a bottle of Weizen in Wetherspoons, and they tried serving it to me in this smelly old tulip glass that was 1,000,000 years old, and it was all chipped and broken and hazy, and I was just like, just miffed. And the funny thing is that when I asked for, I said, do you have a long, narrow, tall glass? And she looked at me as if, you know, I was talking alien to her, you know, like an alien language. So in the end, I agree. After much like looking through there, I almost wanted to like go behind the bar and choose my own glass. I found this large, thin, tall Foster's glass that slightly resembled a Weizen glass, and I said, I'll have that one. And to be honest, you know, I was able to get my hands around it. It was okay. It was not an authentic Weizen glass by any means, but it was tall and thin. It was the best Wetherspoons had. Perhaps we'll touch on that subject a little bit later on in the beer review, but if you were to ask for any kind of style of beer in Germany, then they generally have their own style of glass that suits the beer, and the barman or barmaid are qualified. They're qualified in what they do. It's not just a job to them, it's a career. 2-finger whitehead, good levels of carbonation. Look at the suspension. Can you see the bits and pieces floating around in that glass? Looks great. Slightly amber colour, hazy. Let's get the aroma. It just smells brilliant. It smells absolutely brilliant. Let's dive in. Cheers. Oh. What a beer. Oh, what a beer. Stone the crows. Stone the crows. That is wonderful. Wonderful. Mmm. Oh, there's so much going on. It's you've got a nice rounded or well-roundedness to it. It's got a slight kind of, sorry to name another German brewery's name here, but it's got a slight Sherland Curler taste to it, like smoked malt. There's some smoked malt in here. Oh, it's terrific. Loads of smoked malt. Oh. And a woodiness to it. A woodiness. It's like it's been barrel aged. And I think that's where they're going with this. They've called it a Scotch ale because they've probably either chucked a load of wood chips into the fermenter, or they've put it in barrels to ferment it in barrels. Oh, it's tremendous though. It's terrific. Medium, creamy mouthfeel, but it's not like, it's creamy because it's 9% ABV and they've had to up the malt bill. They've got a load of malt in here to get it to 9% ABV. And that's left it with a lovely, creamy, rich mouthfeel. It's tremendous. Tremendous, absolutely wonderful. So touching on the malt, it's slightly biscuity and bready as well. I was wondering, and I'm going to be honest. I put this off a little bit. I was trying to find a space in my schedule to fit this beer in. You know, most of you know I do 1 or 2, sometimes 3 beer reviews a day I release onto YouTube. So I was trying to find a space in my schedule to release this and to drink it and to get it out there. And because it was, I think it was because it was 9% ABV, I just kind of like kicked the can down the road a little bit. But I'm really pleased I got to it. But the other thing I got to mention as well is there's no rush. Well, when you've got something 9% ABV and it's a malt forward beer rather than a hop forward beer, there's not so much of a rush to get it done. Oh, what a bit. I can't emphasize enough. And there's no point me reading the back of the bottle here because it's all in German. I can read caramel malt. I can read the alcohol's at 9% ABV. It's a Scotch ale. And that's about it. Hops, malt, water, yeast. Gersten malt, it says on the back. I think that's the smoked malt maybe. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That's the best beer I've had that's actually made me kind of like raise my eyebrows a little bit and make me go, ooh, you know, oh, that is really, really good. For a while. I'm going to rate it. Wonderful. Look at the creamy head. Look at the way that beer rocks back and forth in the glass. You can see that carbonation chasing the head of the glass. What a absolutely tremendous beer. That is, for me, if I had more fingers, I'd give it more fingers, but it's a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Thank you very much to the wonderful sender who sent me this beer from Germany. Really appreciate it. 10 out of 10. Stone the Crows. Boom. Cheers.